So I fell in a lake. So I fell in a lake and missed a whole week of posting. See, I am safe as you can clearly tell, but that water was cold, rude, and very abrupt. See, when that canoe capsized, I wouldn't recommend it. No, no, no. Stay on your canoe's right side up, okay? See, along with me taking a nice little plunge, my phone too, that was sitting next to me, took a nice dip into that same lake. And unfortunately, only one of us returned. And can you guess who that is? Spoiler alert. S- Spoiler alert. Hard to say. It's me. New phone alert. And as soon as me and my friend hit that water, despite wearing life jackets and knowing we had a safety net, it was startling, shocking, and it was a experience that left me wide-eyed. See, I wouldn't say I was fully afraid, but it was something about it where I didn't know how to quite process it because I hadn't been in a situation quite like that. And on top of that, my friend had a bit of panic set in because they didn't know how to swim. And that fact, despite the safety net of having the life jacket, caused them greater fear. We were fortunate that the area that the canoe capsized in was close to a street where we were visible to passerbyers, and it was only a few minutes before we had someone yell out to us and come over and eventually rescue us. And a big shout out to them for doing so. Much appreciated. See, when my friend and I reflected, when we Google what could have been, what could have happened in that situation, and how they came across so many news stories where people didn't survive and how safe we were to be back with our families. See, despite it feeling such a minor thing, it could have had major consequences. It hit us like a ton of bricks because you realize what could have happened just like that in an instant. Loss, loss, loss. And of course, mourning that phone that had countless videos, pictures, and writings. And of course, that same phone that we have on us at all times, treating it like a family member. Losing that was a sobering moment. But as my reflection went deeper and deeper, you realize that phones and material things can be replaced. It's the memories that remain in the heart and the head, and that those experiences are the ones that live on long after. And a sense of gratitude was felt when we both returned safely to our homes. But touching upon loss, it led me to these spoken words. Let me know how you feel about it, comments, and if you've ever kind of had a situation similar to the one me and my friend were in. Enjoy. Loss. Coin toss. Heads or tails, what to do when everything fails, where everything you had or were trails, meaning it's behind or beneath, perhaps caught up in a reef or sandwiched in some seaweed. What happens if the canoe flips out of the boat and into that water, the champagne that a minute ago you both were taking sips out of too? Oh, how life slips, and that device that gives you advice in the form of social media that is so connected to the hip, that too takes a plunge, a forever dip. But that's it. But that's it. See, everyone involved is safe and sound, thankfully rescued and walking free. The loss is a loss, yet not the highest cost. Oh, how things can change so fast. How things can turn from present to past. reflecting. A scene that could have been worse, could have been a hearse. Not to be so dramatic, and the thought of that kind of hurts. And not all losses need to be mourned in the same fashion. Learned is a lesson burned in the memory, etched in stone. One day we will all lose all that we own, even our phone. But as long as we get home. But as long as we get home. As long as we get home, then the loss is bearable. And thankfully we were allowed to get back home safely. Let me know, comments, like, and subscribe. Give your boy some love. I took a deep dive in the water. It was cold. It had me shaking and burring for like 3 hours. Oh, I almost forgot the intro. So we'll do it right now. Rock City the Soul Man checking in on another episode of Pass the Mic. Pass the Mic. Pass the Mic. All right. Let's get straight into it. The second spoken word is called Save Me. Enjoy. Save me. Save me, save me, life's turned upside down. How do I find my way back upright, where my paddles move towards a light, where capsizing isn't happening? Instead, I'm fine and not in dread, where warm is my bed, and actions don't mishap, so the outcome is positive, since it's always well led, where saving isn't necessary, where well-being is the territory that I live in. Where loss is non-existent and gain is persistent, meaning that it's all safe, even jumping into a cold lake. Even if it's scary, for this life is one take. For this life is one take. Digest, let me know what you think. This has been another episode of, you know it by now, Pass the Mic. It's your boy, Rock City the Soul Man, checking out. Peace and love. On the next one.